Data types in JavaScript. Data types is an important concept in any programming language. To perform any task with the data, it is important to know its type. Data types in JavaScript are divided into two categories: primitive data type and reference data type. There are 7 primitive data types in JavaScript, which are a string, number, Boolean, null, undefined, big int, and symbol. So let's learn about the string data type. In JavaScript, a string is a sequence of 0 or more characters. A string starts and ends with either a single quote or a double quote. JavaScript strings are for storing and manipulating text. For example, if I write let first name equal to double quote Elon. So here we are adding one name in double quote, it is a string, and the variable name is first name. Let me duplicate it. Here we will add last name, and if I write the text in single quote, Musk, it is also a string. It is written in double quote and this is written in the single quote. Now let's see another data type, which is number. Number represents integer and floating point numbers. For example, if I write let num equal to 100. In this statement, we have declared one variable called num and initialized its value with the integer 100. Let me change the value. If I write 96.5, it is also a number type. Here we have stored the floating number. If we write 96.0, then JavaScript will convert it into an integer number to use less memory. So it will be saved only 96. Let me show you that. If I write console.log num, so you can see 96 is printed here. It is not printing 96.0, it is printing 96 only, because the JavaScript is converting this floating number into an integer. And if I type 96.5, it will be saved as 96.5, and if we change 96.00, it will be only 96. Now let me take another example. If I write let x equal to 10. So here I have stored one number in the x variable. Let me write console.log x. Here we will get 10 in this console tab. We got 10. Now if I add a single quote in this 10, now it will become string because we are adding single quote in this text. Now if I print this one, you can see still it is displaying 10, but if you will check the data type, it will be a string. The value is 10, but the data type is a string. To check the data type, we have one operator called typeof. In front of this variable name, if I write typeof x, you can see we got the data type string because this 10 is written inside this single quote. If I change it and make double quote, still it will be string. You can see string here. Now if I remove this quote and if we only write 10, then it will be a number. You can see it is number. When we will add double quote or single quote, it will be stored as a string. Now the next data type is Boolean. The Boolean data type has two values, true and false. Let's understand it with one example. If I write let learning equal to true and let completed equal to false. Here we have stored Boolean data in the learning variable and completed variable. Now to check this one, we will add console.log learning. You can see true. So it is displaying the value stored in this learning. Now to check the type of the data stored in this learning, we will again use the type of operator, type of learning. So it is displaying the data type Boolean. Now let's check the data type of this another variable which is completed. Just copy this one, add it here. Here it will display the data type Boolean for the another variable called completed. Now if you want to display the value stored in this completed, here I am adding console.log completed and it is displaying false here, which is the value stored in the completed variable and it is the type of the value which is Boolean. So we have stored the true or false value directly, but we can store the result of any expression. For example, if I write let x equal to 20 greater than 10. So the result of this is true. 20 is greater than 10, it is true. So now if you want to check the value stored in the x, we will add console.log x. And now you can see it is displaying true. Here we are writing 20 greater than 10, but the x has stored the result of this expression which is true. Now if I change, if I write 20 less than 10, which is false. So you can see the result in the console tab, it is displaying false. So we have stored the false in the x variable. Now let me show you the type of the data. Here we will add type of x and now it is displaying Boolean. So this x has stored the Boolean data type. Next primitive data type is undefined. If a variable is declared but the value is not assigned, then the value of that variable will be undefined and the data type is also undefined. Let me show you this with one example. Let age. We have declared a variable age, but we have not assigned any value. Now we will check the value stored in this age. Let's add console.log age. Here you can see the value is undefined. Now if you want to check the type of the data, here we will add console.log type of age. Now you can see the value is also undefined and the type is also undefined. If we add any value like this, age 30, now you can see the value is 30 and the type is number, and when we remove it, we have not assigned any value, so the value is undefined and type is undefined. So this was undefined data type. Next primitive data type is null. In the JavaScript, null is a special data type that represents empty or unknown value. Let's understand it with one example. Here if I write let number equal to null, and now we will try to print the value. Here we will add console.log number. So you can see the result, it is displaying null. Now we will try to display the type of the data. So here in the next line we will add console.log type of number. You can see the value is null, but the type is object. The type should be null, but it says the type is object. It is a known bug in JavaScript. JavaScript defines that null is equal to undefined. To check this one, we will write console.log null comparison operator, then undefined. So we are comparing null with the undefined, and here you can see we got the result true. It means in JavaScript null is equal to undefined. There are two other primitive data types which are symbol and begint that we will study in our upcoming videos. Now let's learn about the reference data type. So the first reference data type is object. In JavaScript, an object is a collection of properties where each property is defined as a key value pair. So let me create one object. Here if I write let person equal to curly braces, that's it. So the following code defines an empty object. This is the person object which is empty. Now let me display the data stored in this person object. For that we will add console.log person, that's it. Now you can see we got the empty curly braces. Now to check the type of the data, we will copy this one and here we will add type of person. So you can see the result. The data is empty in this curly braces and the data type is object. Now let's add some properties in this person object. Here we will add first name, last name and age. Let's add 35. So you can see in the console tab the data type is object and this is the data stored in the person object. First name Elon, last name Musk, age 35. An object can store different data type. In this person object, the first name and the last name are string and this age is number. So this person object can store different type of data. It can also store another object. Our next reference data type is array. Arrays are a type of object that stores a collection of values. For example, if I write let number we have added 5 different numbers separated by comma in the square bracket. So the following code creates an array of numbers. Now let's print the value of this number. We will add console.log number. So in the console tab you can see this array is printed 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The same thing is printed here. Now if you want to check the type, so let's add this line again and in this one we will add type of operator, type of number. Now you can see in the console tab we got the type object. So the array is also an object data type. Our next data types is function. Functions are a type of object that can be used to execute code. For example, here we will create one function. To create a function we use the function keyword and the name of the function. So let's add the function name msg, that is for the message, and in this one just add one console.log and here we will add one string hello GreatStack. So we have declared one function with the function name msg. Now if you want to check the type of the data, here we will add console.log type of msg, that is function name. And if I check this in the console tab, you can see it is displaying function. It says the type of data is function, but it is also an object data type. JavaScript is a dynamically typed language, so we can store different data type in the same variable. For example, if I write let x, here we are not assigning any value, so the data type will be undefined. So let's check this one. Type of x, it is displaying undefined. Let's check the value also. If I write console.log x, console.log type of x, so it will display the value stored in the x and it will display the data type. Now you can see in the console tab, it is displaying the value undefined and data type undefined. Now in the same variable, we can store different data type. Here we have already declared the variable, so we will just add x. We are not declaring, we are just assigning the value x equal to, let's say, one string GreatStack. So here we are adding one string in the x variable. Let's try to print this. You can see in the console tab, it is printing undefined and undefined from here. Now we have changed the data, it is GreatStack, which is a string. So you can see the value and the data type is a string. Now again we can change the type of the data. We will simply store another data. Let's add x equal to 100. So here we have stored the number. Let's try to print this. Now you can see in the console tab, we have the value 100 and we have the type number. So earlier it was undefined, then it is a string, then it is number. Now let's add one more example. If I write x true, and in the console tab you can see it is true and the data type is Boolean. So the JavaScript is dynamically typed language, so we can store different type of data in the same variable. And in this one you can see the example also, it is undefined, it is string, it is number, it is Boolean. So this was all about the data types in JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video and also subscribe my channel GreatStack. Thank you so much for watching this video.